Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host from Paul.A.D, the one, the only master propaganda hero, psych defender of the fatherland, off here to a 1v1 on... You guessed it, it is Crossroads Winter. In the north, it is Pax Ajax. Fighting for America, freedom, democracy, the 3rd Armored Division, holding the lines as Germans assault. Here with heavy cavalry featuring rifle and defensive structures, off-map smoke barrages, Rangers, combined arms, and the M26 Pershing heavy tank in the south. It is Paul.A.D. fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Here with the 1st SS Panzerdivision Leibstandarte, here with Mechanized Assault, German Mechanized, and Spearhead. A double rifle start versus going to be for a 2 start here, standard stuff from both sides, and as always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters. Wonderful people on roll. Without the support, the Propagandacast would not be possible, so big thanks to all those. Other people can join ranks by Patreon, or they can donate by PayPal. Links in the description. And if you're considering, pre-ordering Company's Steam and it's been delayed to February 23rd, you can do some other link in the comment section using the CoH2 3G, in which case I get a cut of the sale, so that can help me out while you still get a copy pre-ordered. And finally, a comment, like, share, subscribe, feed the YouTube algorithms because they eternally hunger until the light of the Emperor, of course, can burn them away in about 30,000 years. So, anyways, standard stuff here so far. Pax Ajax hitting hard pretty easy. The tank traps are plenty there, going for the recently again changed tank trap meta game, with the United States is actually going for 2 because you get more tank traps that way. They can cover your infantry better. Westwards here, Paul.A.D going a bit more slowly. Sandbags on the car point in the west, so on the east he's going more aggressively, looking to mess here with Pax Ajax. Early game it seems a bold move there for the Wehrmacht against the Americans, as typically that's definitely a bit of a tricky thing to achieve here. For the Germans versus the Americans, we'll of course have to see if Paul can manage this goal here versus Pax Ajax, who's now of course bringing more troops over there. Paul's going to need to take some heavy damage there. 2 men down, leaving just Friedrich and Otto here to fight alongside the machine crew there. It's already in a bit of a tough spot as well there. Second gun is going around, but there you go. Pax Ajax, of course, quickly using the train top and the machine gun here, leaving Paul's position here further exposed. He has gone for Mechanized power with the command tank, half tracks, 250-1 specifically. Vehicle critical repair, spotting scopes, and the lighter Feldherr artillery machine leaving pursuit here. Gunnery is actually beating the rifle squad up close here. Pretty lucky there for Paul. Machine gun there still being pursued by the rifle squad. He's desperately trying to catch the rifle squad here with it, but he's just taking a lot of free shots without doing anything. And at this range, the machine gun typically tends to have a significant delay anyway, so yeah, he has to retreat there. And all this really did was just feed the rifle squad more experience, and of course, bleeding himself up more. So that was just, for all intents and purposes, a waste of time and resources. And the West, at least, all the fighting there is drawing away Paul or Pax for now, but even now, Pax, of course, comes waltzing in there, hungry for fuel like any proper American. Their hunger for fuel can never truly be satiated. Anyways, tech on the way there for Paul.A.D and the German army. Sandbags here on the car point. Pax Ajax rapidly advancing. Pioneers just ignoring that because they know they can't deal with it. At the same time, going for Pax's carve point. Thumbs up to that. Sharp play there. Machine catch the rifle squad here, but of course, the terrain here ensures the rifle squad can quickly just weave behind the hedges there and dodge the machine gun. So there you go. A lot of action here, a lot of harassment, lots of messing about. Reasons right in the center. Need to do something about his fuel point, of course, here. And similarly, Pax need to do something about his, though of course his is just being cut off, whereas Paul is now losing access to his fuel point as well directly. Tech done there. We'll have to see what Paul does next. Could rush out a half track. I mean, that would be pretty neat, but most of them are players, sadly, never bother with the 250-1 half track. But there you go. Paul is one of the few that does. And we got some S-mines here looking to catch some units on the retreat path. Smart play there. Thumbs up. S-mines retreat path always a particularly sneaky yet effective trick for really harming retreating units. Occasionally you can get a good wipe with them, so thumbs up to Paul here for displaying that. Plus a 250 half track. This is getting exciting. Plus Pax Ajax with heavy cavalry. Certainly means no Pathfinder jamming about. There we go. Rifle squad reaching past all the troops here. And of course, right into the S-mine field here. It's a fairly, there we go, dense one there. Almost, oh! Doesn't lose everyone. One man survives. Can Paul get the wipe here? Does Pax have the grace of God himself with him? Apparently he does. The man survives. Good golly. That's got to feel a bit bad there for Paul, though. Just all that effort and just one guy still gets away. But there you go. Half track about. He needs to be careful doesn't get snared up. Gonna happen, of course. See, At least he can repair the damage relatively fast. There you go, Rav Squad there, push back. Losing Bobby there. Machine wing forwards, going to need the pioneers up to fix the half-track. The pioneers are busy by the western fuel point. Also may want to use the field first aid here on the grenadiers to heal them up before sending into the fight there, because otherwise they're just going to be wasting manpower, which is, as the name hints at, a bit of waste. But no time for that now, so it doesn't matter. Half-track can of course still support here. There you go. Defensive position, a very nice ability there that does take a bit of time to kick in, but when it does, suppressive fire, and also takes less damage, including from snares, so it's actually fairly handy in that regard. Up north, you can see here though, Paul's outmaneuvering here, Pax. Catching a bit off guard, and Pax here rushing out the M20 utility car, lightly in response to the 250 half-track. Makes sense, obviously. Pioneers bringing in that bunker up there for Paul. He's of course going to need an armoured car here, or Panzerschrecks, or a really lucky Tellermine, or I suppose also just a lot of Pantherfires to take out the M20. There are numerous ways, but the question is which one is fast and efficient enough here to really do the trick for Paul. Still, the fight so far in the first 6 minutes has been quite aggressive. The map has always seen a lot of changes in control several times here. Rav Squad pushing forward here, Pax Ajax fully flexing his muscles of democracy and freedom here on the map so far. Half-track almost fixed up. Bunker almost done. Grenadiers still waiting the medics. 5th cal mounted on the M20, of course, around the machine gun. Rav Squad pursuing as well. He hoping for a wipe in Paul. Would be a huge blow. The support to lose his MD42 there to Pax Ajax. Ambulance right around the corner for Pax Ajax. Freedom and democracy. Half-track setting out again there. 1 kill, but close veteran to 1. Machine gun there looks like it may just get back here into base. Grenadiers moving up here. Smoke deployed here, half-track racing in, catching some of the Yankees on the open. Grenadiers ground the centre here. Half-track moving forwards. Grenadiers moving backwards, or rückwärts. Swift manoeuvring here. Aggressive manoeuvring. So far, the Pax is doing a good job control the map here versus Paul.A.D. After it, they're slowly approaching Veterans who won, and the ability to reinforce nearby troops. Also boosts the rest of the half-track, so it's really like one of the more impactful Veterans who won, really. And there you go, M20 clearing up some of the mines, machine setting up here. And he's reinforcing. I do think, though, Paul really wants to like get the light mechanized company to out soon as something here. Versus Pax. After taking some nasty damage here from the M20. Graham Neeson Carpon again with his grenadiers, catching the Rav Squad in the centre. After once being pushed back. 2 kills, though. 20 there with 2 kills as well. Not so impressive because it's much better than the half-track. Grenadiers running this Rav Squad in the centre. Carp on the seas, coming on the fuel point. Yeah, lots of action here across the field. Lots of action and lots of things happening in general. We got light machines of Paul's Grenadier. Seeing them reinforcing, healing, helping to support the Grenadiers here. And gain a bit more experience, as it does benefit from shared experience. Units finding around it also helps it, I believe. Was that just the 251? On the way there. Never hurts having a bit of combat. Still need to fix it up, and again need something else. Meanwhile, Paxi with a 5th cal to help deal with the German infantry. Veterans 1 and 4 killed in the M20. Pulling a bit back in east, doesn't want to extend into the fuel point. So far, Pax Ajax done a great job there, ensuring that Paul.A.D's fuel economy there is slowed down, and he can't easily say push ahead for anything. Of course, in this regard, the 250 does also have the slight benefits. It's a bit cheaper fuel-wise than, say, 222, though, of course, again, not as good in some respects, but I do think it is better than some people give it credit for. Going for more Grenadiers, I do think some Panthers will be a good addition, in part because they also open up for the option for Panzerschrecks, but also just offer a bit more synergies with the 250 half-track. At least in my opinion. But anyways. Machine popping in here. Bit risky considering there's nothing around it here. Obviously, if there's no Americans nearby, you can of course get into good position. You can pop into not piercing rounds. But right now, there's a lot of firepower raining down on it. So, oh, he does go through it here. If Pax 8 doesn't pay attention, they could cost on the M20, in particular with the rear exposed here. There we go. Full volley right into the rear there. Almost takes it out there and gives the MD42 a big fat experience boost. In the southeast. Lieutenant O comes to the Grenadiers, but a heavy cost to himself and his men. In the west there, Grenadiers holding up here. Rav Squad going for the car point, backed up with the 50 cal. In the center, fighting remains desperate and ragged here. 8 kills in the MD42, but is forced out here. 250 after, good to go with Pioneers in sight. No light to Mechanized company. Nothing there from Paul.A.D. He must be thinking he's can maybe like bait Pax-8 into not going for the Stuart. Of course, the counter argument there is that also allows Pax-8 to then push for armor faster. So I'm not entirely sure if that's a fully sound logic, what Paul's thinking here, but either case, he's definitely not playing quite the average Valorant meta game. Then again, it is changing, and again, we are, as I mentioned several times now, seeing a more common 5-squad, becoming common within the overall meta game, as, people realize just like in actual war, infantry matters. Half to there, there's Veterans 1 now, 3 kills. Spotting scopes available. Is he planning just to take up and rush for some Sturmgeschütz, maybe? Oh, mine goes off here, wiping a Grenadier squad there. Thumbs up to Pax using the mine ability there, part of the commander.
Crowds are taking one of our points.
Yeah, this is really a hectic match so far. Right into the half with the Grenadiers here. Light machine guns on the way, also a decent combo. But personally, I do prefer either Flamethrower Pioneers, Panzer Grenadiers, or MP40 Stormtroopers. Then a pinch you can use Grenadiers. And there we go, Pax Ajax with the Rangers. Well, obviously he goes for Thompsons, or what he does. Could also be planning bazookas. Pax Ajax being one of those great believers in Ranger bazookas, and there's definitely, I think, good reason to believe in them. Machine gun there, Veteran C2, of course, still, but closing in Veteran C3 very rapidly. Again, that instant piece around uses there really gave a huge boost. Such a great ability, but it's so overlooked, I think, by many Valorant players. Troops in the unit are just being suppressed. Again, the Veteran C2, they just allows the enemy force to suppress troops much faster. This is obviously really good for stopping assaults. Pretty hard. West side here, can these push back with the 5th kill there. Nicely dug in there by Pax. And the medics needed a bit of fresh air there to stretch their legs a bit. 250 rushing forward, defensive position. If timed correctly, again can be cut, but if not timed correctly, just end up with a damaged engine. There we go, managed to time it, so there we go. Takes significantly less damage that way against a lot of lighter sources. That said, pops it out defensive mode, which just allows the M20 to finish off there more easily. Not entirely sure why he did that. Kind of waste there. Kind of waste. Obviously, Problem still made it out, but he would have certainly increased the chance of maybe finding a solution there otherwise. 29, Veteran feet, 10 kills. Really good work there by Paxton utilising that. Certainly also shows it can be quite good in the right hands, but does typically tend to get a bit overlooked. Back here, tech on the way there for Paul. So yeah, basically skipped tier 2 entirely. Didn't go for a single unit there, just relied on the half track and a bunch of Grenadiers. And the fact that Pax didn't hit him with a Steward light tank. Had he been hit with a Steward, that obviously would make that much more difficult and complicated here for Paul. But because Pax just stuck with him, 20, Paul apparently felt like he can get away with it. Rangers pushing forward, see no Thompson's there. So he could, of course, rush out some medium armor here versus Pax, like a command tank, for example, now. Could be a real problem for Pax Ajax. Real problem. Emphasis on real. Machine there being assaulted here now, ace level. Extra dangerous. Could have popped some incendiary rounds ahead of time here. But now the Americans get on touch. It's going to be difficult, I think, to set up good for it. Plus, the machine is now slow and healthy. I think it's better off that Paul just disengages the machine gun rather than risk losing it. And, of course, the very valuable experience. So, Paul McCart there for Paul. And there's a little Panzer Rush. Could also, of course, just go for a regular Panzer IV, but I think under current circumstances, the command tank would, offer a lot of bonuses. In particular, with 5 Grenadier squads, making them a bit harder to kill would be very beneficial for Paul. Plus, its strong anti-infantry performance could also really, do a number on Pax. I'd certainly say there's some strong arguments here for Paul to consider just a command tank first out here versus Pax Ajax. West side, though, 5th cal making a straight move for the carve point. Regular Panther for Paul. Perhaps even worried his opponent's going to be hitting with a tank. That said, Pax is not making any moves towards medium armor anytime soon, so there's arguably, a good argument for this command tank. Of course, Paul doesn't know that. He can't, see what Pax is doing that much unless he's cheating. So, anyways, Panther 4 halfway done. And this M20's just been doing amazing work here. 16 kills. Obviously in part because Paul has been doing a great set of actions towards countering it. Of course, once the Panther 4 hits, that may change. And oh my, we got the anti-tank mines from it. There's the echelon, 74 just sitting up there. Panzerfort here for Paul. We need to bring up westwards. Bravo squad there, charging them, infiltrating some Nazis. MD-20 also busy there. And ultimately they have to fall back again. There's just too many Americans about and just not enough Germans. The west side, the Panther's pushing forward here, going for a wipe here in the 5th car perhaps. That'd be pretty big here for Paul and getting his hands on the 5th car there. And there we go. It is cleared out. He's going to grab it. That's a big problem there for Pax. That of course means 2 machine guns for Paul, which of course is further issues for Pax. But also the 5th car in particular there is definitely not the weapon you want to hand out to the Germans. Ralph's got the flank as well. The Panther 4 is just delivering a ton of punishment into Pax. Ajax's men are dropping like flies now as Paul.A.D launches an armored assault for Deutschland. In this east gun, he's been caught here by the M20. We're moving in at 18 kills now. The kill tally just increases, but how much longer can it keep going up as the Panther 4 calls now? I imagine it's hot on its heels. The pursuit is on. And now Paul.A.D, of course, with the support of the Panther 4, is getting a lot more aggressive, a lot more bolder. He's just using points here and there because he knows it's a lot harder now for Pax to really punish him. There you go, Panther Faust on the M20, 50 on the car point, catching Pax men as they try to rush on the base, and they're just being ripped apart there. They are being mauled here. The Paul.A.D and the 1st SS Panzerdivision, 5th SS Panzergrenadierkompanie. Trying straight at the troops, he doesn't care about snares. He is fearless. And we also got him for supporting here, 12 kills, Rangers suppressed. In fact, they equipped into the bazooka team. So they certainly become quite effective as that. Which is probably why Pax Ajax waited to upgrade them, in case, you know, he figured Paul.A.D might be rushing out, you know, some panzers on him, and having then a Ranger bazooka team would of course be a really good idea then. Since with 3 bazookas that do a fair amount of damage, he can quickly do intense damage to the Panther 4. But now Tech is on the way, Sherman is on the way, in fact, there for Pax Ajax, so good for him, thumbs up. Yeah, this match is absolutely hectic here. Both players really having at it. Sherman halfway done, Rangers heading out again. Still just with 2 bazookas, but again, keep in mind they can be equipped with 3 bazookas if you want to. Bazooka fire there, Sherman almost on here for Pax. Michigan almost up the Ralph squad, Panther 4 heading eastwards. Shots fired. 7 kills on the Panther 4 already. Gunning these out in the opening, taking some nasty damage, no cover. There we go, good shot on the M20 by the Panther 4. Smoke deployed by 22 kills on that one. An absolute champion here for Pax Ajax. Things they need to retreat. Also, you may want to consider like pop out the crew and switch it out with the Sherman crew at this point, because I imagine the Sherman crew at least get veterans as well, maybe a bit closer to Vet 2 with that, which would be, I think, very beneficial to Pax Ajax here versus Paul. We'll have a see our way though. Sherman and Rangers is actually a problem there for the Panther 4. That said, Paul solves his problem by going for more Panther 4s. Which is obviously not a bad problem-solving method. Rangers racing into the 874-2. There you go. The bazooka hits, pushing the Panther 4 down to almost half health. Sherman there, though, definitely pushes it down to very little health here. Rangers are pinned down, but the Panther 4 is unable to keep fighting here unless he wishes to blow up. I mean, Paul certainly could be doing that, but I wouldn't recommend it. Can use the Pioneers and Vehicle Critical Repair here to expedite the repairs on the Panther 4. I think that'd be a very central move. At least once the other Panther 4 arrives, since until then, he could of course risk getting attacked, at which point the Panther 4, while doing this, cannot fight back. But there you go, second Panther 4 ready, and now I definitely think he should do that. He's also lost another Grenadier squad, replacing some of his losses. Eventually would be a very smart idea here for Pax, or Paul. For Pax, I mean, he could add more infantry, though. He's also now more or less at the same, you know, 5 squad level there. Even one of them is more of an anti-tank team. But damn, are they a good anti-tank team. Due to their bazooka experts skill there. What makes you bazooka experts? Well, we actually read the manual. Oh, yeah. Wow, I know. Houston must have been pinned down by the 5th cal. Straight turned over the Panther 4. But the Carth 1 has been hit. The supply line has once more been severed. Other Panther 4 still being repaired a bit here. 50 cal machine gun almost done. That's definitely not a 50 cal. The Germans did not bother mounting anything bigger than the Panther 4s. In terms of, like, you know, machine gunnage. Panther 4 rolling ahead here. Definitely a bit of a tougher spot to be in for Pax Ajax. Like, he's got one Sherman versus two Panther 4s. Scott on the way. There's an interesting choice going to against that many tanks. As Sherman, there's some Tall Gun Corps being repaired here. That could be a really great kill here for Paul if he could manage it. Other Panther 4s also good to go now there. Pax's Eastern Force have been caught by the Panther 4 there. Scott, oh, there we go. The bazooka team right around the corner, pelting the Panther 4 with a lot of bazookas. Decent shot there from the Panther 4 in return, but not enough to deter here Pax Ajax from pursuing the Panther 4 further. 20 there with 27 kills. Really just excellent work with an M20 there. Good shooting there. Scott almost done. More Grenadiers there for Paul. Thumbs up again. I would like to see some Panzer Grenadier personally, but again, that's just me. 5th cal there, 9 kills. And for the falling back, 4th Grenadier Squad almost done. Eastern mission being seized by the Pioneer. Troops setting out here from Pax's base. At this point, with two Panther 4s out, I think Paul.A.D could go for a command tank here just to aid boost the other Panther 4's ability, but also his troops, plus further increase his ability to harm Pax's infantry. In particular, the ability, I think, to harm the Rangers would be a really strong bonus there for Paul. He could, of course, also go for Stuke to help finish off the armor faster, which arguably is also something to consider. And finally, he could just go for more regular Panther 4s. But again, I think he should maybe consider, again, the command tank, if nothing else. Almost got the M20 there again. 28 kills, by the way. There's an absolute hell of an M20, though, again. Part of that just comes from the fact that Paul never really went in hard to counter it. Troops being ripped apart. Bazooka team going for the Panther 4. Halted, though, by a sheer wall of machine gun fire there. Other Panther 4 moving in, and we got the Scott here, of course, planning a teleport. There we go. A lot of troops while retreating bunched up. Could increase the Panther 4's chance to wipe. 50 cal, they're wiped out. Good kill for Pax. Grab back here. Swinging to the base here. Good shot on the training units that are just panicking, bunching up here. Team like drive up here and actually try and crash them against the wall or just fire here. Almost got the ambulance too. Show moving in. The other Panther 4's not nearby. There clearly is the smart move here to back out. Clearly kept his head cool there and ensured it didn't like extend into the base. Could have lost it to the Panther 4. The Sherman wants to lose it to the bazooka team, honestly. Got the Sherman though. And didn't lose the 22 Panther 4 there. That's actually quite painful for Pax Ajax and a huge, I think, win there for Paul. Of course, he might just lose the Panther 4 to the bazooka team or not. Close call, though. Really close call. He might actually be able to get a wipe on the Rangers now, which would be very beneficial there for Paul. And the Germans, no, got to the ambulance, but didn't get the Rangers. Still, that is a bit of a blow there to Pax. Lost the ambulance and the Sherman. You lost what? A Sherman and an ambulance? An ambulance? You think I care? Just being out here with the two machine guns. He's just going for more Panther 4s. And again, it's a fine choice, no problems. But again, I think at this stage, Paul would strongly benefit from the command tank here due to, again, its strong anti-infantry performance, but also ability to boost his nearby troops and armor, making them more survivable, which I think would really make things much more comfortable for Pax Ajax currently. As for what Pax Ajax does next, I mean, he could try and up for the Pershing, a bit risky, but there's an opponent who just keeps churning up Panther 4s. There's an argument he could theoretically make it work, though it's going to be super duper risky, and honestly I would recommend some more tanks or tank destroyers first before trying that, at least going for a bunch of anti-tank guns, so hard to say here. Of course, it is worth noting neither side has really bothered with anti-tank guns at all, which is also a bit novel. And arguably also a bit more interesting. Yeah, 3 Panther 4s, including mentioning 2 Panther 4. He is definitely a bit ahead of here for Pax Ajax. Bazooka there being unleashed, finally unleashed on the Panther 4 here. Heavy damage inflicted by the Rangers and the Panther 4. Now, the actual armoured side skirts actually protected against bazooka fire. That's a fun note. Though they would later switch over to wire mesh armoured side skirts because turns out that was just as effective, but crucially way less and used less materials. And it's trying to crush the Rangers here. Almost had it there, but still getting rid of the Betcha 2 Panther 4s. A great kill there for Pax, and also just highlights the power again of the Bazooka Rangers. Which does seem to be basically what Pax Ajax is substituting his anti-tank guns with. It's just Bazooka Rangers. They obviously don't quite enjoy the same range as the anti-tank guns, but they make up for that, I think, by just being a lot more mobile. And of course, just having to directly more burst damage. I think also just being more fun than just spamming anti-tank guns. If Kev does no extent the Panther 4 there. Close call there, though, for his Panther 4, which gains 32 as well there. Still, map control remains firmly Germanic here. Has he actually equipped the range with an additional bazooka here? Yep, he has now. Starting to look like though Pax Ajax might be trying to hold out here for the Pershing. Again, it is risky because his infantry is currently suffering the full brunt here of the fighting, meaning he does suffer a lot of manpower bleeding, which again is another reason to consider the command tank for Paul, because it would certainly, I think, only further exacerbate that issue for Pax. Again, it's not like the Panther 4s are useless against infantry, it's just the command tank is just a bit better. Well, significantly better. But anyways, trying to push eastwards there. I think also Pax may want to consider like switching westwards, because he's very much just attacking into like where all of like, you know, Paul's forces are. And obviously, if someone take out more Panther 4s like this, with just reckless bazooka assaults, tank hunts, I mean, obviously there's a logic too, but even then, like, if he's trying to hold up for the Pershing, these kinds of attacks are fairly expensive for Pax to, I mean, you know, keep up here. And certainly only make it hard for him to go for the Pershing. That's what he's deciding. Or at least you should maybe consider using some smoke screens there from the Scot. Almost got the Panther 4. There we go. Takes out the Panther 4. Another victim here as the Rangers with the bazookas really just show their stuff. Another ambulance there for Pax Ajax. Certainly with that much infantry, you obviously again wants to like minimize bleeding, and having an ambulance definitely helps with that. You can see now people down to the M22, but it's getting focused down here by the A720. 34 killed, by the way. Right in the route squad, and he lost the A74 to recruit. That's a great kill for Pax. Even if Paul does recruit, the loss of such an experienced machine crew is a bit tougher to immediately replace here for Paul.
Heavy truck waiting for deployment.
Panther 4 moving ahead here. Guess he's just going to keep going for them. He's going to go for tier 4. Looks like he's just going to keep going for more Panther 4s. Which again is, you know, overall I think solid. There we go. Finally got the M20 there. Though again, I do think you should have switched the crew up with something else. Like even with the Scot. I meant like they had a more veteran Scot. That would have been pretty great there for Pax as well. Of course, at this point, probably wouldn't matter anyways, because the Panther 4's about to take that one out as well. But there you go. Bazooka teams again to the rescue, and the Panther 4's down to less than half health here. Can he actually save the Scot? Yes, he saved the Scot with the power bazookas. Well, that Paul has just lost 3 Panther 4s just to these bazooka teams. And again, large part of it is just again done by the range. I mean, obviously the 10 of those bazookas is nice, but like really the range is just doing all the heavy lifting, and Paul is just going for more Panther 4s. Again, I really think you should go for command tank as well. Pax now has the necessary fuel for the Pershing, but the manpower continues to be a massive bottleneck here for Pax Ajax versus Paul. Oh, he's finally deploying smoke here. So, that said, there's still a lot of grenadiers with light machine guns pacing his men there with machine gun fire. And I think he should like switch more westwards here for the time being versus Paul. Obviously, I get the fuel point is there, but at the same time, he wants anything out of it, you know, in terms of armor. He needs, like, you know, slightly reconsider his tactics so they become a less, well, you know, intensive on his manpower reserves.
The enemy is taking our territory.
10 kills so close to 2 in the Scot. Prisoners suppressed. And he is sent packing. Pax this time to use smoke a bit more actively versus Paul, which I think is really good and also really crucial, to be honest. Smoke helps him also suffer less manpower bleeding when attacking, at least, so more active use of the smoke I think is a really, really healthy idea there for Pax Ajax and his strategy, which again does seem to be focusing on a Pershing stall here. Scott holding back there, 11 kills. Slowly approaching to their machine gun wiped out. Ranger Bazooka teaming in from an angle here to attack the Panther 4. Broadside, very sensible. Makes it easy to hit too. There we go, Panther 4 down to half health now. Do not underestimate these Bazooka Rangers. Crew there being hammered into oblivion by the Scot. Rangers flanking in this and not having the chance of survival either. Getting very close to that Pershing now, actually. We are well within range now. Basically a minute away now, more or less here. Even though Pax is down just 100 or so points here against Paul's 316. Bit of a gap there. Westwood's got Gunny's machine going up here. Reinforcing healing yard. Panther 4 being fixed up. Regions there in some deep and hot water against Paul's Grenadiers and MD-50 cal crew here. Pax though reinforcing a lot again. Boom, suddenly massive dip in manpower available to him. And he's been caught here in the east. No smoke meet with the support here. Gonna get caught out in the open. I mean, Panther 4 they ripped through the Civil Riflemen. Got the Rangers on the move here though. Lieutenant also moving in. There we go. Few hits there. Most failed to penetrate, so only doing some light damage. There we go. Heavy damage due to a snare on top of all the bazookas there. Could lose the Panther 4. Bazookas being dropped here, but the Rangers need to pick them up. Almost got the Panther 4. Pioneers closing wiped out. And there you go. The Panther 4 is down. Another casualty to Pax's Bazooka Boys. Another wipe there on Paul's machine gun crews there. So that's going to make a run for it. But again, the manpower bleeding remains a heavy burden here on Pax's economy. And his plans of going for Pershing, they are indeed his plans. At this point, it's actually hard to say. As for Paul, just more Panther 4s. Honestly, I really think he should invest into a command tank because with other tanks out, they would take less damage from the bazookas, which would help keep them more alive, but also keep his infantry more alive. So again, I feel like there's an increasingly large burden of arguments, or, you know, pile of arguments here for Paul.A.D to maybe consider command tank at least just a bit. Scotland with him with 19 kills, Destiny 2. Panther right around the corner, Pioneer's been bombarded. Westwards there we got the cut from the Lieutenant. Battalion command post there remains a bit quiet here for Pax. And there we go, the umpteenth Panther for Paul and the 1st SS. Panzer Division Leibstandarte, formed out of one of Hitler's original bodyguard units. Fun fact, a lot of his bodyguard units throughout the war would get turned into combat units. And he was going to use the 5th gun on the Panther 4 there. 62 versus 13. I mean, pretty close in terms of exponents for Pax, though. Pretty close. Panther 4 there, rapidly diving ahead. Need to be careful not to go too far in, because there might be a Ranger, you know, hiding around the bushes with a lot of bazookas. There you go. Crashes Lewis there. Joe there watching the horror as his best friend gets blown apart before retreating. And now he's going for Sherman. Honestly, I think that's the better choice at this stage rather than trying to go for the Pershing, because the Sherman could help him minimize manpower bleeding and that way make it easier for him to go for the Pershing. Because tanks, you know, don't cost manpower to repair, at least not a ton. But he actually used in Company's Run to cost a little manpower to repair tanks. I actually don't know if they did the same thing in Company's too. But even if they did, it's still like nothing compared to all the like bleeding he's doing with his infantry. So tank is, I think, it's excellent investment there for Pax Ajax. Excellent. And will likely ultimately make it more possible to go for the Persian than not going for tank. Well, do. As for Paul, closing in another Panzer IV here. Really, he's been losing a lot of Panzer IVs, hasn't he? He's lost like 4 Panzer IVs. That's close to like a platoon's worth of Panzer IVs. Well, early war platoon. At this point, this is probably close to like actual late war platoon of Panzer IVs. Machine gun team though wiped out. Panzer going for the Scott here, diving aggressively. And of course, we got the Bazooka Rangers. Who've been responsible for like most of the tank kills this match so far for Pax. Troops enforcing healing grenadiers sending out. Bit of sling about up here, catching the machine gun there, could wipe it out, grab back for Deutschland. All thick is the Deutschland, another Panzer for Paul. Pax Ajax with a fresh Sherman, of course, blasting away at the crowd, switching to explosives. Clearly just going to leave the anti-tank work to the bazookas.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Panzer for halfway done. Bit of quiet from once. As Paul's kind of run a bit out of steam here because of some really aggressive Panzer IV plays, which again probably would work if not for these Bazooka Rangers. Like, they are just wreaking havoc on his tanks. And so really punishing Paul for just rushing in his Panzer IVs with limited support a lot of the time. Sherman there down to half health. Almost got the Sherman there knocked out. Veterans on the Panzer IV blitzing immediately. He wants that Sherman dead. There we go. Ivan set Panzer kaputt. Lost another unit. Another blow here to the German Reich. Panzer IV with the damaged engine. We got the Lieutenant blazing in there. Panzer IV dealing with some troops in the south here. Grenadiers actually abandoning the Panzer IV in a sense here. Bit risky there for Paul. You really should not underestimate Pax's tank hunting skills. He almost getting wiped on Pax from returning the rival squad. He could certainly put a dent into Pax's forces, make it hard for him to do what he wants to do here. Scott there, firing away, apparently everything? Yeah. Was it just bugged up here, make it look like it's going to fire smoke barrage? Did he actually intend to fire smoke next? Yeah. Okay, so apparently he queued it up. Didn't know you could do, and then he just kind of bugged out there because I guess no one really thought what happens if you like queue up both of these barrages. Guess we find out. Saying the Pax had to find out this way then. Oh wait, Bazooka team pursuing the Panzer IV here. Noteworthy, the rear echelons have actually not been upgraded at all. They just still firing the carbines. Like most players at this point equip them bazookas, at least a bunch of bars, but Pax is like, nah, they can handle it alright. But sure, they're dying in great numbers. Who cares? They're from Wisconsin, I think. No one likes people from Wisconsin, right? Ain't seeming about there. Green team about to flank in against that Panzer IV. Ooh, grenade here and wipes the Grenadier squad. And we got Lieutenant going for the Panzer IV. No self-repairs on this one. He definitely should have done that actually to increase the chance of getting the Panzer IV if the Rangers coming for it. There you go, other Panzer IV down to half health. More Grenadiers for Paul, still no Panzer Grenadier. Pax might actually hit the Pershing now. He's actually being able to save up some manpower for it. Oh dear, and there you go. Rifle squad catching the Grenadiers in a pretty bad spot here. This could get pretty painful there for Paul. More of his men are dropping. Scott blasting away there. East level 24 kills. Panzer IV blitzing forwards. Paul remains hyper-aggressive with his Panzer IV here, close to Veteran 2. Scott popping smoke. Paul comes blazing in for Deutschland. Shoots and misses. That was a bit anticlimactic. And there you go. The Bazooka boys are on the move again. Panzer IV flanking the 5th machine gun there, but no! He's gonna get caught with the bazookas! 9! 10 they're blazing forwards here. Almost got the Panzer IV. Other Panzer IV moving in. Looks like, there we go, another Vetsi 2 Panzer IV. Rangers pursuing the other one. Pioneers nearby, there go. A lot of Bazooka find the Panzer IV down to half health. Third health, actually, pretty quickly. 62 plus 205. Other Panzer IV being hauled back. Troops mass retreating into the base of Paul. And Pax can finally go for the Pershing, at which point things just get a lot more uncomfortable for Paul. M26 Pershing heavy tank out for Pax Ajax, freedom and democracy. That's going to be a real headache here for Paul with just his Panzer IVs and nothing else. S-Mine's going off here, doing harm here to Pax Ajax reactions. We weren't even equipped with minesweepers. You really must hate them. Almost a full wipe there. Pershing not getting the Panther IV, they're about to get knocked out here. Yeah, I don't think that Panther IV's going to make it back home for Bloodwurst. Maybe it will, actually. Panther IV's there being unleashed on the Pershing there. Not enough to stop the Pershing though, not enough. Trying to use a bit of maneuvering here to get away from the Pershing. Other Panther IV blitzers vorwärts for Deutschland. Gonna flank the Pershing here. Oh dear, Pax Ajax overextended. Underestimated Paul's sheer aggression and tenacity. And in the moment here could take out the Pershing he spent so much time, so many resources saving up for. He is going all in for Deutschland. Some impressive blitzkrieg here from Paul in general. Just occasionally a bit too aggressive and impressive, I suppose, in a sense there. Almost had the Pershing with that too, but a few bounces here turns the battle back in the Pershing's favour. And Paul finally goes for something besides Panther IVs. He's actually going for Stugs to counter the Pershing. Thumbs up to that. Panther IVs in dire need of repairs. Lieutenant, they're pursuing the Panther IVs. Heading westwards there to recapture the car pawn there. Samex down here. Stug halfway done. And again for the Panther IV. Need to be careful there. Self-repairs. And again you can see that it cannot fight back at all. Except for panic for the machine guns. But the main gun itself can't do bugger all. Still, it does help expedite the repairs significantly. Pershing causing the repairs, of course, here. Pax Ajax needs his re-echelons to do the work. The neglected and overlooked re-echelons need to start fixing the Pershing.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Stug moving forwards around to the Rangers. Not where you want to be sending the Stug, but at least it showed off its stuff there by actually just killing one of the Rangers with its very first shot.
We have 100 points remaining.
100 points left for Paul versus the 62 there. Matches really turned around these Rangers. Really shows you how powerful they can be in the right hands. Admittedly, again, Paul could also, I think, done more to counter them. It's obviously not quite as clear-cut as his Rangers with bazookas are amazing, though again, I would argue they are quite good. Particularly in their hands for someone skilled like Pax Ajax, obviously. Almost got the machine gun there. Stug almost got to go for Paul.A.D and Deutschland. We got 62 versus 80. Wrong most important thing on these. Now the showing there for Pax Ajax is halfway done. Pershing setting out there, close to veterans 1. Stug moving up. Good shot there from the Stug, right for the Pershing frontal armour. Shot bounced or missed, lucky there for Pax. They probably shouldn't be sticking around like front of the Stug like that. Getting close to the Stug is definitely a bit risky there. Increases the Stug's chance of penetrating the armour. Penfold got down to half health. MG40 tearing into them. Losses then inflicted on Paul. The Pax is all seeing some beating. Stug that's almost knocked out. The Zook teams keep pursuing here. Almost got the Pershing. And there go. Wow, the re-echelons. Actually leaving Pax with no way of repaying the Pershing, but he gets the Stug in return. Now looks like he's going to go for double blitz maneuver. He's going to take out the Pershing come hell or high water. He's going in, but there you go. Panther IV suffers enough damage to get snared up here. could cost now. The Shermans arriving here. Paul's blitz maneuver is going completely pear-shaped. As his Panther Force being ripped apart with no infantry to support them, and nor Stug either. And now his Panther Force hits these and goes down in a blaze of flame and glory. An absolute massive combustion of tanks there. Another Stug for Paul.A.D, but at this point, I think his ability to bounce back from this has been significantly diminished. To the point he may not be able to bounce back at all. Pioneers wiped out. Paul's losses are exponentially increasing now here. Again, the Pershing won't be able to join the fight for some time because, well, he's only got the vehicle crews and needs those to crew his armor. And I've got nothing, like he doesn't have any reactions or anything else to repair the Pershing. So what will Pax do here? Can he do? Meanwhile, another Stug out there for Paul.A.D and the German army. Another Sturmgeschütz 3 Ausführung G. Pioneer being pursued, the Lieutenant, the Scot, and the Rifleman are plenty. Stug setting out.
We are losing a sector.
There we go, he's actually using the Sherman crew to fix up the Pershing. Sending in the Stug pretty aggressively here. Kind of risky for Paul, considering again what the Rangers with the bazookas can do to the Stug in a matter of moments, and that's just how it's going to happen here. Lucky didn't suffer any more than that, honestly. Very lucky. 62 versus 71 here. 62 versus 69. The tide is turning at Paul.A.D. (62 versus 60). Another Stug for Paul.A.D. Feels like a death conversion there, converting to the Stug, but I fear it may not be enough to, in this case, ensure him eternal salvation in this life or the next.
The situation is becoming critical. We have
Reactions out there for Pax to repair his armor.
enemy forces are securing
50 versus 62. Smoke being deployed here. Rangers, they're going for the Eastern Victory Point. He's just doing anything to increase the bleed here on his opponent. 28 kills in the Scot, by the way.
the enemy is taking our territory.
Rangers thinking hammer, the Grenadiers got the Stug moving up as well there. Almost got the Rangers wiped. If you could do those wiped, that'd be kind of significant win for Paul. At least it would have been if he could cut them killed earlier. At this point, it may actually just not matter at all if he kills them now. Like, the damage they were inflicted has just been severe. Plus, by now he has the Pershing and Shermans out, so loss of the Rangers now may just not be as impactful.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
He's being handled the Pershing. Stug's engaging. Shot bouncing. He's getting the other Stug to engage. There we go. Shot them through. Pershing getting ready to just wiped another Grenadier squad. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby. Pershing there. Taking some hits from the Stugs. Need to get that closer. Bounces there. Note the Stugs get a bit of an extra penetration boost at very close ranges. Compared to like most other armor, which of course gets more penetration at close range, the Stug gets a much bigger boost there. As a fun side note, lost the Stug. There's a Sherman charges in. Needs to get the Stug out of there. Infantry being ripped apart in the center. It does kind of look like at this point Paul has lost the match. In fact, I think he may have kind of dropped out. At least, well, soon. There we go. GG, game over. A loss there for Deutschland. A victory for freedom, but a close and viciously fought battle here. Paul with a very bold and aggressive strategy in some regards. And some very aggressive tactics, but I think the issues were in part just tempted to send in his tanks for that infantry support, but also, again, I think he should have gone for a command tank at times to help support his armor and infantry versus what Pax had there. As for Pax, he definitely, I think, at times got too caught up in a war of attrition there. He got lucky the way the Paul played with it, but I think had Paul again played smarter, Pax could have gone punished. I think at times he'd been more active on the west side, try to at least avoid some engagement, use his smoke more actively to support rather than reactively at times as well there. But still, it's a pretty interesting and fierce fight, so I hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned something from it, hope it inspired you to maybe make more use of the Rangers, because I do think they're really good infantry, but they just get overlooked so much here. So thank you all for joining in. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, again, consider donating or pledging on Patreon to support the Propagandacast and its continued war effort. This is Imperial LinkedIn. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.